Hi, and welcome to the Sassy Mares podcast, where we dive into the most controversial topics in the equestrian world.
We give our unfiltered opinions and say the things that others won't.
With 4 hosts from different backgrounds, we bring a mix of perspectives, experiences, and even a few debates.
So saddle up, it's going to be a fun one.
Hi guys, welcome to the Sassy Mares podcast. I'm Amy.
I'm Ellie.
I'm Robin.
I'm Alex.
And today's episode is about rider fitness. Okay, so into the first segment, Canter and Controversy. Let's talk about the controversialness surrounding fitness, rider fitness.
How fit are you?
How fit am I? Not very.
Asked and
I'm out of breath from saying that. But I wanted to dive into the benefit of the horse first. So, fitness,
Like, we're expecting them to carry us around.
Yeah.
For whether, I know a dressage test is only 4 or 5 minutes, but that's still, if you're unfit, you're unbalanced, you're going to be bouncing about on their back, you have to warm them up. Mm-hmm. Even if it is a short amount of time.
It's usually a good half an hour riding for a wee dressage test.
Yeah.
At our level, I guess you go up the levels the longer you're riding, it takes you more movements to practice.
And even at that, if you're jumping or if you're doing a bit more as well,
your
balance is going to come into that.
Especially,
quite a lot,
especially with jump off turns and stuff. If you're unbalanced and you take a sharp turn off you land, you let the side door.
If you throw your horse off balance as well, do you know what it'd be easy to do?
If you got a good core, if your horse is off balance or a buck stops rears, you're probably going to be more likely to maybe sit it.
And it's not very fair for us to expect them to be fit and expect them to do all this and then us to not be.
I know myself, I probably focus a lot more on Pepsi's fitness than mine, and I think I use my fitness as I'm riding.
Yeah.
That's how I keep
fit.
I'm really bad for that. I'm so bad for that.
Whereas if, like you were saying, if we're expecting our horses at any level, we should be, at that level, as a human, to stay fit too.
Yeah.
We're expecting, if you're wanting to do event, Ellie, would you say you would need to go out runs, core strength?
100%. You on a run would be so funny.
But it takes so much out of you. Albeit when I was trying to event, I was the fittest that I've ever been in my whole entire life. I was riding 4 horses a day, 7 days a week, and I've never ridden better than I did at that moment
do you think
my time.
You being that bit fitter made the horses go better?
I think so, because how they went when I first started versus how they went as not only I got to know them, but I got fitter.
You're able to support them more as
well.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Especially because I was riding such a strange
bunch of horses.
It was such different horses. There was one that was thoroughbred cross and she was insane, and there was one that was just go on. But go. I still wasn't that fit.
Yeah, I think I know I'm really bad for it because Benny is happier fit. Do you know, he is happier fit, and I'm obviously a bit of a freak about his weight. As we have learned, but I focus so much on that, it's actually probably a bit hypocritical for me to be this unfit.
That's actually so true.
Mm-hmm.
You hypocrite. I never thought of it like that. Because you're so he cannot have a second off. He must ride for this exact
Here's
time
my routine
every day, and then you're just you impression of you running with this.
It'd be funny to see Ellie exercise. Being able to her horses routine. He's diet is structured, day is structured, and Ellie's just surviving on a can of Monster.
Literally. Blueberry muffin. That's your entire diet.
Oh, whoa! Don't forget her little. Berry squares, berry crumbles.
I did so hard.
But
I said it. We're doing a week in the life vlog at the minute, and there's a clip.
How did you squeak?
I was trying to hold in a laugh.
And it's so funny. She can handle me. There's a clip I have, and I'm just about to have my dinner. This is actually 10 minutes ago. I'm just about to have my dinner, and it's actually just a pot noodle, and I'm actually going to go to Robin's and then film an episode about fitness, and this feels really bad.
Yeah,
because what's the equivalent of that for Benny? A stud muffin. And you would never dare.
Oh, he gets no hay, just the stud muffin, and you're expecting him to event.
Who's on molasses and oats? You're they going for mine?
Well, I was say one singular stud muffin, I'd be looping.
She'd get round badminton.
We'd win the Grand National.
But what we're thinking then is, you think we focus more on our horse's fitness than our own fitness?
Yeah.
I do, but I do definitely agree with what Alex is saying. Like, the fitter you are, it's just the horse will just go better. You
Yeah.
feel better, they feel better. As a team, you're moving together better.
I guess if your core is strong, and you're strong in your seat, and you're strong in your arms, like, you'll be able to do everything maybe a bit more quieter. Like, you wouldn't be as bouncy on your back. Everything would just be a bit more minimal.
Seriously,
Have an
you get
epiphany.
more.
no, it's not an epiphany. It's like embarrassing.
The opposite.
It is. Well, it's the opposite of epiphany. But like when I wouldn't even say stop.
Epiphany.
Whenever I was riding,
She's just vibrating in front of me.
who can't handle who's funniness now? Whenever I was riding Roo, and I would say I was a lot skinnier, right? And I was also doing a lot more with him. So like I was rider fit. Well, I wasn't, probably still couldn't run like I can't now. But the way I was like so much more quiet, like my hands were quieter, my leg was quieter. My lower leg didn't really move that much when I jumped. See now, my lower leg moves just if a strong wind blows, honestly. And I am so unbalanced. And it was actually like 2 months ago or something, maybe less. And I started my journey. I was texting you about it every day.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to do like light seat. And I used to be able to get up and Roo and do like laps and laps of light seat and trot and not ever need to sit down. And I tried to do it in Elsie and I got about 4, she trotted like 4 times and I had to sit down.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad, but this was like obviously a series of not riding, then sort of riding, and not riding, and riding, but not doing a lot because I had no confidence. And then obviously I got fatter as well, which didn't really help. But like it's just, my riding now is absolutely dire. And I think it is just because I'm just so unfit.
You're not as strong as you once were.
No, definitely
And you weren't
not.
doing anything like on the side, like gym or anything. You were just rider fit, doing jobs around the yard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do
And
you know
that
what, actually?
inherited your riding to be that bit quieter,
Yeah.
more efficient, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know when I was at my fittest? I'm just thinking there. So whenever Benny was rehabbing, there was one stage where I was doing up to 40 minutes of hand walking a day.
Probably doing mad steps.
Really?
I was so fit.
Oh my god, really?
And like it was even wee things like, do you know if you're going up to get horses up from up the hill?
Yeah.
You were out of
Like
breath
I
at
was
the
just
top.
like marching, like
Yeah.
having a full on conversation.
Yeah.
I actually got complimented. Do you remember this? I got complimented on my walking speed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're some walker. I was like,
What a peculiar thing to notice by somebody.
I get out of breath going up the hill in a hack when Elsie's the one doing all the work.
Girl.
She's like, and I'm also like,
You should have made for each other.
Ellie and Benny are like charging ahead, and Ellie's like, yeah, right back there. Like, definitely, rider fitness is, it's just so much more beneficial for the horse, like 100%.
Well, when I was riding the 2 horses, I would ride for about half an hour, 45 minutes. Actually thinking back, I think I had my best results
yeah.
when I was riding 2 horses. Maybe that was confidence as well. I had more confidence then, but I clearly was a lot fitter. And you can see it even in photos and videos. I look musclier, I look fitter,
Yeah.
and all I was doing was riding another horse.
But
And doing another horse's jobs.
I think confidence and fitness are sort of going hand in hand though, because when you feel good and secure in the saddle, you're not as scared of like a wee wobble. Because like if I had a wee wobble now, I wouldn't go out the side door because I'm just so weak. So that makes me more nervous in case there is a wee wobble somewhere, because I won't be able to hold on. Well, I will now. I'm getting a bit better. But like compared to like years ago, I could like
You
buck
probably
around.
wouldn't have even noticed the wobble
No,
though, because
exactly.
you were so secure in yourself.
Yeah.
I was on a horse this week actually. I texted Amy and I was like, I'm gonna get on this horse, it's like 18-1. And you replied and you were like, why? But like I think like see before Benny, I'd have been like, pass. It's too big. Like if that drops the shoulder,
Yeah.
I'm gone. And I was literally like, Vernon man, I couldn't even get on this thing. I was like on a mountain block, like up like that. And it got a wee bit of a fright, and we exited at speed down a field quickly. And it was just fine. Like, you know, it was just like, oh right, we'll just come walking back up the field and rejoin our friends. But I was like see, whenever I was a bit wobblier, a bit more unbalanced, and not like before I had to deal with Benny and his activities,
Yeah.
that would have I'd have been like, I'll just walk up.
Yeah.
Like I would not have said on that.
You're just much more stronger now after riding him all the time.
But I still wouldn't say I'm fit.
You must be fitter than what you think though.
See, yeah, like I'm stronger than what I think. But equally I could not run the length of myself.
But not.
No, I get that.
I've no stamina. That's the word, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Cardiovascular.
That's what I was
fitness.
going to say, because albeit I was fit and I could ride for however long, see, going round the event in Ireland cross-country course, I got to like jump 8 and I was like, like I didn't expect that
Well,
because
see-
during training I was completely fine.
But you can't emulate a cross country round
Exactly.
training.
Yeah.
But then I was fit and strong otherwise, so it
Yeah.
really caught me off guard.
Yeah. See, I'm
It's like stamina training then.
Yeah.
like the group problem child. My heart is under investigation at the minute. So maybe that's why. Maybe I'll use that as my excuse.
I'm asthmatic as hell. That's my excuse.
You got. I was like, she's telling me off. Your tone. I think, oh my god.
That's my excuse. I literally can't breathe. Remember I did your Hina and nearly died for 2 days. But anyways, I feel like this leads on to slightly taboo, possibly might get us cancelled. So, I don't know how to introduce this.
Oh yeah, if we're getting cancelled, you're doing it.
We all agreed. I'm just the don't shoot the messenger. So, overweight riders, like people that have a bit of meat on their bones.
So are you saying riders exceeding the 20% limit?
Yes,
Yeah.
people that would call themselves plus size riders is kind of what I'm going for. I see a lot of this on social media. Like, they'll be like, you know, it's fine, my horse is fine, my trainer says it's okay, and this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But when you are obviously a bit heavier, most of the time, you're a lot more unfit, as
I was
I
gonna say-
said earlier.
Balance as well. I think
Yeah.
would be very
Yeah.
Balance comes into this a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, yeah. I feel like as a plus size rider, you have a duty to find a horse
See, that's what I was
That
just
will-
going to say.
that
yeah.
will, I don't know, help you improve your riding and your balance without breaking
Like,
the
yeah.
rule of how much.
Yeah.
Like, it could be tempting to go and get some like 14.2 cob, but how's that going to benefit anyone?
See, I do think even plus size riders, there is probably horses there for them. Because if you could go out and buy like a big 18-hand
Yeah.
draft, you probably could carry a lot more weight than what you
Yeah.
were
Yeah,
saying.
but my
A
point is,
14-2 pony.
if they're still unfit and off balance, they'll be bouncing around that horse's back regardless
Yes,
of
exactly,
how much that
but
horse can carry.
What I'm saying is that the 20% rule is flexible. If you're doing 20% of your horse's weight and you're a bigger rider, you should be aiming to get a bigger horse.
But then the issue comes in, obviously you're going to be unbalanced.
Yeah.
And then your confidence comes in because that's a long way to fall.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
indeed.
it
But
is.
then
Do
I
you know what
think
I
if
mean?
you are plus size and you're still wanting to ride, I think you as a rider should have a duty to respect yourself and most importantly respect your horse and be actively trying to lose weight. But I know people have health issues, but you should be trying to get a horse that suits you,
Yeah.
not like doing it the other way around because you like this tiny pony. You need to kind of be into it to be like, look, this pony might not be able to hold the weight though, so you need to go for something a bit bigger.
Yeah, well, that's me. Those big times. No, I actually do think I exceed the 20%.
Is it 20? Is it 15 to 20 with tack?
I think it's flexible 15 to 20, depending on if it's a weight carrying type or
But
that
is
kind
tax
of
It
thing.
does. It does include tack.
Tax
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh,
But
but I
then-
want to find this out. Well, she's like 800 kg or something, wasn't she?
Yeah, but then it's like you're saying a weight carrying type.
Yeah.
I don't like that because do people not say that Shetlands are weight carriers?
He
Yeah.
isn't a weight carrier.
But not even that. If you're saying a Shetland's a weight carrier and say you are within that 20% rule, very unlikely that any of us ever would be now. You're still tall. Would that
Yeah.
not throw a horse
I
off?
just make the route. I'm the top
Can you find
20.
out mine?
What is his? It's supposed to be ideal. I went for her ideal. Her what she actually is. I can be 20 kg heavier.
Well, he's
so
like-
give me the cake.
What was his? What was he? He was like 650 or something, wasn't he?
And that was him ideal. Okay.
Yeah.
20%
Flex. But,
of 650.
I
Well,
don't
you're
know what his
definitely going to
tack
because he's bigger and you're smaller. So obviously, so you could be 100,
He small.
130 kilograms.
What's
That's
that?
crazy.
Stone.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know.
jinx.
30 kg too.
That is a lot of stone.
That's
know it is. It is.
Why can't they just tell me why they're freaking making me?
But Ben,
calculate
he
it?
wouldn't cope. Do you
You
know?
think?
I feel like
I could see him with a big
He-
man on him.
No,
Oh,
but
no, he's not a
That's
man's
20
horse.
stone.
He's kind of fine.
surely not.
But the thing is
He would not cope with that.
weight is different. Like you said, I feel like a 20 stone woman will look a lot different than a 20 stone man.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
men carry muscle mass differently than women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do yours?
I don't know how much
Yeah,
lucky
go for
wise.
it,
I don't
girl.
want to know.
Oh.
See, I think the thing
What
is,
hang on. Pause.
Pepsi's
Pause your
5,
thoughts.
10, 15 kilo.
20% of 5, 10.
Always we found out I'm too big for my horse.
Oh, I didn't write of. I just said 20. I was like, girl, there was 20 kg.
I'm just checking.
102. So 102 kg to stone. 16 stone.
Aye, it's like,
I
oh,
couldn't
okay.
see 16 stone on Pepsi's back though. And also, why is
Yeah.
Elsie's only like 11 stone? Well, I suppose she's a lot smaller. But we're all
Cut
within
that.
it. I'm pushing it. And we don't know what yours is, but I would say you're within it as well. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's just
I'm
like-
tall.
yeah.
Like if he wasn't so rotund,
I love that word.
like I know I've sat in him and I didn't look big on him, but it's because he's so wide.
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of what I mean by weight carrying types as well. Like if he was like a little sporty, like I don't know, skinny thing,
little sports pony.
But I think
your leg might look a lot longer on him. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But I think fitness, balance, and height kind of probably correlate all into these weight carrier versus non-weight carrier types.
I think as well, see, thinking of Pepsi and Benny, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Well, yeah.
He
Yeah.
could carry 20 stone,
But
she
we-
could carry 16,
But why
but
would you?
yeah, like
It would
we
be
know.
struggling.
Like-
But you're going to impact your horse. You're going to go onto their back. You're probably going to end up giving them back problems, especially if your saddle
Even
isn't
imagine getting
100%.
on
pulling that side
that
down.
stirrup, like, do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's actually true.
Or like, you know, even the smallest thing, like, I can't, now, both of them do have wee skinny legs.
Yeah.
Benny and Pepsi, like, I just can't, yes, he might be able to carry that, but I would
You don't
never,
think you should have to.
I would never ask him for that.
But then
you know?
going back to what you were saying with the plus size riders, I'm definitely on the side that I do think plus size riders, there is a horse out there for them, but they need to be, and it seems everybody, like you said, just because you can doesn't mean you should. We all need to be finding a horse that suits us, be it within temperament, ability, and then
Yeah.
another one as such as being able to carry weight. I do think there's horses out there for everybody.
Yeah.
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 It's not ruling out that you can't do the sport, you just need to be mindful of what
Yes,
you
and I
need.
think
Exactly.
you actively need to be, if you are overweight, you should be working on yourself before potentially damaging a horse.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to be aware of your situation
Mm-hmm.
and don't be basically taking the mick out of the animal that's carrying you around. Like
Yeah.
if you
You need to respect them. Like they're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
such an amazing thing for us.
Yep.
The most basic thing you can do for them is not damage them.
Like
Yeah.
we check their saddles, we make sure their bits fit, we make sure their bridles fit,
Mhm.
their feet are done,
Mm-hmm.
they have good feed. Why would we take care of all that and then go, oh sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 stone on your back, snap your spine, no bother.
But the thing is the type of animals that they are, they're not going to actively go out there and show that they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That goes against their whole species.
I
Yeah.
hate that. What a flaw. Why couldn't they just turn around and go, ow? Like why do they have to be like like quietly in their brains? Like why can't they just tell us?
But
they're
sometimes
prey animals,
they
girl.
do
Why
make
would
it
you
quite
choose them
obvious.
ones?
Yeah, there's sometimes you can see
I've
things that
seen it
are
on
obvious.
social media with people, and I'm not just saying overweight. I mean like even like adults showing ponies and people who
Yeah.
are like very clearly over. So, Amy, I'm also an adult with a pony. It's fine. I mean like proper adults showing like
Are you
Welshies.
saying, yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like a 12,
And, yeah,
12
like
twos,
something small.
yeah, 11 ones.
Our
Is
like
there a clip of me at 12 too?
or like overweight people riding these wee skinny thoroughbreds, and the horses are going back, ears pinned back, tail
Yeah.
swishing and all. It's
Yeah,
like
there
that
is.
is clearly in discomfort, but they're not always. That's
Screaming.
not always
Yeah.
there.
See, when I was younger, probably not that much smaller than this to be fair, I was skinnier, but I used to ride show ponies.
Remember you saying this? Yeah.
Yeah, I would ride show ponies for people, like 12-handers.
I were the 12 too.
But like, and I, see to be fair, I didn't feel unbalanced. Like, do you
I
know-
have that point as well, where that when I was riding the 12 too, and now I do ride with insanely short stirrups as a result of this. But like, I wasn't heavy. I was just quite tall, because we're talking like 8 years ago. But I never felt unbalanced, and if there ever was a day where I felt like something's not right, I feel off, I'd be like, I'm not riding anymore.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I would still get on a 14-hander. I feel like I'd still get on a 13-hander. No, I feel like I would definitely still ride a 14-hander. I think I probably might get away with a 13-hander still.
I think I wouldn't go any smaller anymore though.
Not a fine 13-hander.
Loki is literally barely 14.
Is
No.
I thought he was 14
I thought he
too.
was bigger. In my head, he's massive.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
No.
But then, like, I don't think I look too bad on Elsie.
No.
No, my legs barely came past the saddle flaps on Elsie.
But you are small.
Yeah, we're like
Well,
5 foot something.
She doesn't ride as tiny as she actually is as well though.
No, she actually pretty big.
And I ride quite long.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know I ride, I'm like all leg.
But I do think, like, I say general rule of thumb is that you should be within the 15 to 20% rule to be able to allow your horse to work effectively and comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no point trying to push that boundary. Like Ellie said, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yep.
And like even if you're like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way to me, but even if you are teetering on the upper side, did you not say that you were, if she her ideal weight,
Yeah.
like actively maybe be trying to not damage your horse. I don't want that to come across the wrong way because I know that you're
Throw
not.
my mic down for the
But I
second time.
know that you're not doing that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially I'm thinking about like plus size riders, maybe wanting to get a smaller horse because, like you said, taller horses are scarier to come off if you
Yeah.
are unbalanced. But you need to be working with your horse, not almost working against it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You can say what you want. Like, I will get offended, but it's okay.
But I'm not.
Like,
That's not a
but I
direct
mean,
aim at you.
I know, but it technically it is. But that's not you being. No, I don't mean that. That's not you being
A hater.
a hater. I was so gonna swear. My vocabulary is so limited.
Everyone just needs to be mindful of your 15 to 20% rule on each individual horse. Just because you can doesn't mean you necessarily should.
Yeah.
And as long as you're mindful and have the horse's best interest at heart and you're doing the best thing for them.
Yeah.
Be aware of your own situation. If you are overweight and you are pushing the 20% rule, try and strengthen yourself up. If you can, try and lose a bit of weight just to. That sounds really toxic the way I've said that, like as if I'm promoting like skinniness, like.
But you said you be getting fitter. Like we're not saying starve yourself.
Yeah.
Like
Big
Laura
horses aren't
said.
that bad.
Hmm?
Big horses aren't that bad. That's scary.
No, but let's more just like Amy said, be mindful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actively try and benefit your like, you know, not improve yourself. It's a bad word to say, but like to improve yourself, to improve your horse. Like,
Improve your riding as
yeah,
well.
you're just
so-
gonna have an
Yeah,
all
like-
around better experience, aren't you?
It does go for average weight. I don't really know how to say that, but it does go for people of different weights as well. Like you can be skinny and not fit. You can be skinny and not strong. Like everyone needs to be the best version of themselves to help their animal.
Well, I think that is a great segue to go into our last point of this episode.
Which was talking about confidence and what else were we talking about?
Diet.
Nutrition.
Confidence and nutrition,
Nutrition.
Yeah, that was not a good word to use there. Nutrition.
Hey guys, it's Evie the Sassy Mare. I'm just popping in for a little quick ad break. Some of you guys may not know, but I own the clothing brand Copa Equestrian, which is affordable equestrian clothing for girlies all over the UK and Ireland. Copa Equestrian are the sponsors of this episode, and listen to the end of the ad read for a little discount code. This episode is all around fitness. I thought it'd be a great time to mention how multifunctional our pieces are. So we have riding leggings, base layers and tees, all of which are great for wearing for runs, the gym, yoga, Pilates and all that fun stuff too. So you can literally go straight from the gym to the yard or the other way around. So hop on over to our website and use code SassyMare at checkout for a little extra discount too. www.copaequestrian.com and make sure you follow our socials at Copa Equestrian as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if
basically.
you count yours as a diet.
But I think
I'm still here.
what was spurring this part of this topic on was that you guys were saying you may feel self-conscious in your show gear.
Oh yes.
You might not like how you look in your whites, whereas I don't want to be that person, but I haven't felt
But
that
I
in my
look
whites.
hot as hell.
I think I look sexy in my whites. I'm only joking. But I've never looked at myself or anyone else in their show gear and thought, like you said, oh, their thighs look big. That's just not something that passes my mind. I think,
Yeah.
and I don't even think that you look strong because you are strong. You are strong to be sitting on that horse. Like, it's just how it is.
Thank you for the motivation.
Motivational speaker, Robin.
No, like there's been times when I've been like delighted with the dressage test, and I've come out buzzing, and I see the photos and go,
See, that's never happened to me.
No.
yeah. But I also think whenever I see the photos, that's what I look for. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, this is like deep rooted sort of like
Self-confidence,
confidence issues.
Like I look for my thighs, and then I never take a jacket off.
I
don't
don't,
get mine
don't,
off
Oh,
don't
you're weird
answer,
about your arms, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've always been weird about your arms.
don't
Yeah.
answer if you don't want to, but you do that in like skinny jeans and stuff too, or like tighter fitted clothing.
Yeah.
Just, So it's not just necessarily your whites then.
Yeah,
It's not just your
in
show gear.
general.
It's
Yeah.
just
But I
rider
feel
wear.
if I'm looking back at videos of me riding and like there's some light coloured leggings, I'm looking at the videos and going, but with dark colours it's not too bad. I think
Yeah,
it's
much
just because lighter colours stand out so much against your saddle. And
Yeah.
if it's something that you're
Yeah.
already self-conscious about, it's the first thing I look for. I'm looking through the photos of me doing dressage and going, I don't even want to buy any of them because I hate the way I look.
Serious?
You are
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
wild. You need to just buy those photos because there's gonna be one day. You're old and you look back at and you're like, oh, why was I sitting there looking at my thighs? I am doing such a cool sport. I am living my childhood dream. I'm sitting on this horse. I'm competing and I'm having the best time of my life. Guys, Stop being self-conscious.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I do
It's
buy them, I
because
just
we're
don't post them
older.
anywhere.
It's because I honestly think it's because we're older.
We have developed prefrontal cortexes.
Yeah.
These are our
Um,
grannies.
Can you tell I had my birthday
Away
there this
peas.
week?
Your brain feels bigger and stronger every year.
Yeah, because we get bigger and stronger every year. We're muscly, fit women. Basically, what I'm like saying here is that, yeah, I understand everyone has, like, we all have confidence issues. Like I was saying, we just lost it, but like my confidence issues would be rooted in my acne. Like I don't really like summer for that reason. Like, you know, like vest tops and stuff. I don't like to have acne on my chest and my back. So I understand why you may feel self-conscious in certain clothing. Like we all have it, but I think rooted in the sport that we do, we are fit and we are strong. You're on these horses at the end of the day. Like you have some baseline of fitness there to be able to do what you do.
Yeah.
I think we need to appreciate that more within ourselves and be more supportive of ourselves.
I think I have 2 points based off the back of that. One, do not give a mere squeal what anybody thinks. I used to be so like,
You're my motivation. You're my butterfly effect, because I've started to try and get more like thingy on my TikTok, because you one day turned around and you said something. I don't know if it was on your TikTok or on your Facebook or something, but you were like, one day I decided to start my business because I just stopped caring what everyone else thought about me, and you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And I use you as my motivation for that.
Because you didn't even tell me about Copa.
I was really weird and shy with it at the start, and I was younger as well, and then it was a bit of getting older, running the business, and then also my sassy gelding, who was very much like, just like, why do you care? What is that person going to say? Oh, look at her. What? Who are they? It's like the same thing. Like if you're thinking like, oh, my legs look a bit big in this, I don't want people, like, no one cares.
But you wouldn't
Do you know
even.
what I mean?
You wouldn't even let me put your face in photos. Like
I know.
I
I
had
was really bad. You used to cut me out of everything for ages.
I had to like gun to her head.
Yeah.
But I think if you're worried about what someone else is thinking, that just speaks more volumes about that person than you. Like if that person's having negative thoughts about someone completely different in their life, if someone so infrequent in their life doesn't even matter, that speaks volumes about them. Like they need to catch a grip.
Yeah, like the people in shows who would be like, oh, look at her, like it's an adult on a pony. That thing would have used to bother me when I was riding Roo, and they'd be like looking at me because I'm competing against their kids. Now I'd be like, what? Like this is the level I'm at. This is where I have fun. She's small and I'm not that confident. I'm not going to be on a 1600 jump around a meter. No. Here I am at the 40 centimeter class with your kid.
You're allowed to be there.
And what?
You
like,
buy me a schoolmaster and some lessons.
Yeah,
and I'll move
exactly. No, I wouldn't even.
So we already spoke about this previously. Amy likes her little tiny pose.
But like you really just have to not give a crap what anybody thinks. You're out there doing your best. You're having fun with your animal. Literally, who cares?
We all started this because we loved horses.
Yeah.
We would have dreamed of, when we were 5, when we were 10, whatever age you started this, you would have dreamed of being in the position that you are now. The last thing you should be sitting thinking is, I look bad in this clothing, because younger you would have been like, I am so grateful to have this opportunity to be where I am.
Will I drop a bomb on you guys right now?
Oh
I hope
no.
it's not a stink one.
I started
That's why you do quiet laughs.
I started this because I was really overweight and I got bullied for it. And I needed to pick a sport.
Why'd you not just go to the gym or something then?
Because I fainted in the gym. I
Did
was,
you try eating
was
before the gym?
Did you faint in the gym because maybe you didn't have lunch and had a tin of Red Bull for breakfast?
At like 8 years old.
So this is also what we lost in this episode, is that Ellie's diet consists of, and Alex's, an energy drink and
Crisps.
something
A packet of crisps.
non-healthy.
see, I'm not really I'm a chocolate girl. So basically, it's going to be worse second time around exposing, isn't it? So I am a fry and a Red Bull Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. on the button.
I fry every day. So gross, I'm sorry. Your arteries are clogged, girl. You're like, oh, my heart's been investigated. I wonder why. It's filled with grease.
Grease and caffeine.
Ew.
That's my breakfast. And then I won't eat until about 7 o'clock.
And then what's that usually?
Probably a Chinese.
Alex, what would you go for?
That is so unhealthy. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Amy, you can't say, sorry to interrupt you, Alex, you can't say you did that too. Anyway, Alex, what?
We had parents in between, excuse you.
My 5 a day. What's your, like...
I'll go into work and like have a tin of Monster at 8:30 on the button, which is really bad. Like I get in and crack it open and I can feel eyes on me in the office, and then like, sorry guys. And then I don't know. I think I just struggle to eat in the morning. Although I think I just have deep rooted issues with food.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always have. And then there was a point in my life where I was like, I need to start eating if I'm gonna keep riding.
Amy?
But
sorry.
it's bad.
You want my diet?
Yeah, just out of curiosity.
Oh yeah, go ahead. she's a secret cook, by the way.
Is it a secret?
It was a secret to me. I don't know.
Barbecuing?
No, like she like chefs it up.
Yeah, I do. Chef.
She like cook, like
See,
cook.
I'm
cook
going to
up a
go out
storm.
here and say it's because we don't live with our parents anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
Yeah,
we,
no,
grew
it's
up, we
not.
grew up from then. Like,
Yeah.
but Dean cooks. I don't cook. I do not cook.
I
But
would.
she like whips it up and all.
Yeah, because we have
We
to
wouldn't
feed
survive.
ourselves. Like, it's pretty normal for people to cook, Kelly. It's not that revolutionary.
I
No,
cook
but, like-
super noodles and that's
No, I know
about
what
it.
she means. So I go like all out. Like it's not like a frozen pizza in the
You'd be
oven. Like
fine,
I'd be
yeah.
like chef hat on, apron on. Like
So what,
Yeah,
what would your
that was my whisk, by the
give
way.
me like a basic day? Like, what would you have breakfast?
Oh no, and I
Slobber again.
Yeah, she literally just
Go.
talking crap about you, Stu, and then
No,
it's like, I don't have
Ted-
breakfast.
yeah, but
Yes.
I'm old and I can slobber to the kids because do as I say, not as I do.
Okay, so
I have a cup of tea or coffee before I go to the yard. Huh?
So how's that different from an energy drink?
It's because I'm mature.
no, I think it goes down to the fact that it's the amount of caffeine in them. You're not gonna have this amount of caffeine in a Red Bull or a Monster that you would in a cup of tea.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you.
No worries. Defending myself here too.
So then I usually go to the yard, come home. Sometimes I have McDonald's breakfast on the way to the yard. If I'm not treating myself, then I'll not have anything. Come home at about 12 and then I'll have something light usually.
Wheat tuna pasta you're quite fond of.
Yeah, it depends on how hungry. Sometimes I'll have wheat tuna pasta or just have like toast or toasty or something like that. And then before I go to work, I usually make dinner for me and Barry before we go to work. So I'll have like a proper dinner. And then when I go into work, I'll have like a chocolate bar and break. And then I come home and have like another wee bit of toast or something sometimes.
Okay.
So I think that's
you're
pretty-
eating frequently enough throughout the
Yeah,
day.
I have my 3 meals and a little snack in between.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Can't relate. I have my packet of crisps and then don't eat again until like 7:30. And my problem is that what I'm eating is Weight Watchers. Because my mum's on Weight Watchers.
So you're forcibly on Weight Watchers as well.
Weight Watchers as
Feel
well,
that.
yeah.
Feel that.
See, the reason why I asked was because when I had a really bad fall, I heavily believe the reason I had my bad fall was because I skipped lunch and then I was having dinner after my lesson. So I hadn't eaten anything from breakfast and I felt weak. I literally said to my instructor before we jumped, I was like, I feel like I have no knees because I felt so weak. Like I actually didn't feel like the joints were in there. And my dad had to run and grab me an apple and that's when I had my worst fall. And I think it's because I hadn't eaten. So my brain didn't have any fuel and I didn't have any fuel. So I wasn't quick with my reactions and I wasn't strong in my body. I think if I had eaten, I would have had the strength to probably have sat the stop and I probably wouldn't have come off.
Was this your ass dent fall?
It was my ass down fall.
Oh, God.
Oh dear, that was your confidence ruining fall.
That
Yeah.
was. And I wholeheartedly believe that it maybe could have been prevented, maybe not. But I think it was so bad and like it came off because I didn't feel strong. So from then I really, when I have lessons or when I'm riding, or especially when I'm jumping, I always try and prioritize having a lunch or trying to have something. Like if I know I'm having a lesson, I'll always have a decent breakfast. I'm not saying like I'm trying to be as healthy as possible, but it's like Greek yogurt, berries, granola, stuff like that. Always try and have a lunch. Usually try and have it to be pasta. I just find it kind of fills you and you can eat a lot of it. And then maybe grab like a banana before heading up to the R because I heard bananas are really, really good
Yeah, they are meant to be
for
very
your
good.
brain, for the potassium and stuff. And then I'll try and have dinner and I've usually ride better and my lessons are usually productive and I usually feel confident when I've eaten something proper.
See, I get very sluggish after I eat.
Maybe you're
I
eating the
do
wrong
too.
stuff.
I
If you're
would.
eating a fry, no wonder you're going to feel sluggish.
That's
You're
right.
eating greasy bacon, greasy sausages. You're
That's
going to
right.
feel crap.
No
Literally.
sausages, just
So much
bacon and
grease.
potato bread.
That's not a 5-piece fry.
Yeah,
3 bacon.
Oh my god, these slices of bacon.
3 bacon,
Yeah.
wait, and 2 soda bread. That's
Yeah.
just a bacon soda.
Yeah, it's
not
not
a
a fry.
Potato bread,
Oh.
soda bread.
You told me soda bread, but I'm arguably more on board with the potato bread.
I did actually. It started off a soda bread, a potato bread, 2 sausages and a bacon.
Yeah, that was my error, wasn't
Yeah, that was your era. It's never my dad bought you fries as well.
it? Yeah, I got 5 free fries as well.
Right,
I got
but
beans.
Yeah, you're being good.
going on the back of the nutrition, I think this would probably be a really, really good segue to introduce our pro because she is a PT, she's a freelance writer, and she also has a certificate or like a degree sort of in nutrition.
And just to be a bit fantastic.
She is very fantastic, and it would be my instructor Hannah Blakely. So so I think we should listen to what she has to say and say maybe does this come back? Is it going to change your opinion? Maybe influence you a little bit? What do you think?
I would listen to anything Hannah has to say.
Let's hit it, guys.
Hey guys, how are you? Really excited to be part of the podcast. Thank you so much for the invite. My name is Hannah Blakely and I am a level 3 personal trainer, level 1 nutrition coach, freelance rider, experienced up to 3-star eventing and 135 SJI, and hopefully soon to be a level 1 HSI performance coach. The assessment is coming up soon, so fingers and toes crossed for that. As I say, very excited to be part of the podcast. It's been really interesting listening to the pod so far. Learned a lot from it, and it's nice to hear what everyone has to say and all the different opinions. It's been great. So first question, how important actually is fitness outside of the saddle? In my opinion, it's very important. I think you need to be able to support and help your horse, not burden them. If you aren't balanced, cardiovascularly fit enough and strong enough to do your chosen discipline, how can you really expect your horse to be? After all, it's a team effort. We spend so much time getting our horses fit and ready and looking after them. It makes no sense for us not to do it to ourselves. Like if we're, sitting a bit off balance or our weight's shifting to one side, but our horse is totally level, it's going to put strain on them. They're going to have to carry their load differently. So yeah, I think it's really important to look after ourselves too and book the odd physio appointment, just check up and make sure everything's okay, Okay, second question. Can you actually do damage to your horse if you're unfit or overweight? I would say yes. You can put strain on their back and can put them into trouble if you're tired. For example, towards the end of a show jumping or cross-country round, your decisions can become really fatigued, which could lead to a really dodgy stride and a dangerous jump. At the end of the day, our sport is difficult enough and dangerous enough at times that we want to take away all risk that we can. So if we can stay really sharp and not feel like we're absolutely dying towards the end of a ride, I think it's really important to just for safety, really, more so than anything. So I would try to think of riding a horse as like getting a piggyback from someone. So yourself, if somebody swings out to the left, you're going to try and catch them by swinging, moving your weight to the left as well, which could result in jarring or a pull of the mouth or something, say in the horse's mouth. If you lose your balance, you could catch them in the mouth, and then they're going to get a bad connection sort of thing. So they're going to think, oh, when that happens, that gets a bit sore. So it's not helpful. It'd be more helpful to be able to hold your own balance and hold your weight efficiently, so that it makes it like just carrying a backpack. You move with the movement. I don't know if that's useful or not, but to me it is. I think the 15 to 20% rule has its place. It can minimize stress and injury on the horse. It's, again, if you're carrying a bag that's really, really, really heavy, it's going to be harder on you. The jump's going to be harder. The horse is going to have to be fitter to keep up with demands. So if you think about jumping over a jump yourself with no weight on you, then progressively add more and more weight, it becomes harder and harder. So I think there's a horse for every person. You just got to choose one that suits you and suits what you want to do, and who you are as a person too is a big one. What are a few key areas everyone can focus on to improve their riding? I think balance and core strength are big ones. We need to be able to carry our weight well and evenly to make it as easy for the horse as possible and as comfortable. Depends on your discipline, really, but I will go on to that in the next question. So next question, are there different fitness levels required for different disciplines? I would say yes, because each has different physical demands on the body. For example, a racehorse or a race jockey would find it quite difficult probably to be able to hold the movements in a dressage test. We're talking elementary medium, if not more. Like, it's tricky even to sit differently because they're obviously so short in their stirrups compared to the dressage rider, which would be a bit longer. I would say, for example, a dressage rider would need to have good muscular endurance to ride one or multiple tests, and to be able to stay accurate and attentive to the horse and the ever-changing demands, i.e. a bird jumping out of the hedge or something happening, or you have to be on top, and you always try your best to keep them settled and keep them concentrating. Just like at Torella 1, the barracks started going whenever we were doing our dressage. So there was gunshots and everything. So we had that to deal with as well. So trying to keep the horse's attention and keep them supple and soft can be quite difficult at times. I would say show jumpers would need a lot of fast twitch muscle endurance because each round is less than 2 minutes normally. You've got speed added to this, and you have to make a lot of really quick decisions in split seconds. Like if you're coming down a distance and you have a funny jump in, you need to decide if you're going to push on to make the distance or if you're going to add in. So you need to stay on top form for that amount of time, and then hopefully still have some in the tank for the jump off. Eventers, I would say, need to have a good basis of everything because all 3 phases are covered, and it's really tough. Cross country is a long one, so you need to be physically fit, that you're not like gasping halfway around and unable to help your horse, because you've walked the course, the horse hasn't. They don't know what's coming, so we need to be there by their side, fit and ready to go and fully focused and able to make those really quick decisions for them so that we don't get ourselves into trouble. Because if we're just kind of relying on the horse to get us round, you're gonna end up in trouble. Like the horse can only do so much. We need to guide them and show them what they're doing. Alrighty, next question. Have I noticed an improvement in my horse's way of going and results? I would say most definitely. I'm a complete advocate for it, and I do take my fitness seriously because of it, as some of you may know. Because I'm more balanced now, I feel I can carry my weight better on the horse and can aid them through the rides better. I do feel a lot more reactive too, which is really helping my competition riding. I feel like I can make decisions quicker and just get something sorted before it becomes an issue. Just being able to just react quicker and hold on if needs be. It's definitely worked on the stickability, which has been great. As if I didn't have the strength that I do, there's been a few jumps now that I don't know how I would have stayed on otherwise. So it's nice to know that my core strength is there and general physical fitness is, I'm blabbering, but yeah, I think it's really important. I think there is a bare minimum of fitness before getting in the saddle. I think fitness should start before getting in the saddle. But again, riding fit is very different to being gym fit. Like a few of my clients would say, they walk and run a lot and they do bits and pieces, but until you're actually on the horse and riding, like you have to be in the saddle to recreate the real thing. There's so many movements and different ways of training you can do to replicate horse riding, but even still, like horse riding is completely different because you've got a live animal underneath you that you need to be aware of, never mind rowing a dumbbell or doing wall balls or things like, you're not sitting on an animal, you're doing it in your own terms sort of thing. So there's a lot. I think, yes, there's a bare minimum, but you definitely, it takes being in the saddle as well to get fit for riding. I do find it funny at times how people, I've known in the past, people, they're away at uni and everything, that's 100%. And somebody else is schooling their horses for them and getting them fit, which I help out with. But I always wonder how the riders cope going straight to a 3-day event when they haven't been riding. If they've not sat in the saddle at all, because I know myself, it takes me a day or two to get back into the swing of things. So my hat comes off to those people. I'm very, very impressed. Because I think unless you're in the saddle and working away towards it, I don't think you can match the same fitness level as your horse, if that makes sense. I think it's quite good to get fit together. So last question, could you touch on how everyone wants to be thin or worried about how big their legs look in white jobbers? This is a big one for me. I think we're all quite self-conscious when we stick the white breeches on. I do worry about my thighs looking too big and all, but at the end of the day, I think you've just got to remind yourself that your body is allowing you to ride these animals and to be able to stay on them. I think it's way more important to be strong and confident in our bodies and our ability than be worrying about our weight and appearance. Yes, we all want to look good, but to be fair, I think I would strong is the new thin. I think it's way more important to be able to physically do things than to be kind of slightly slimmer in your jobbers. It really, to me, it's quite obvious which one I'd want to be. I would rather have the strength to sit a good buck than feel like I physically couldn't. I think diet is really important in this sport as well as the rest. I think you need to eat well, eat enough, because personally there is no worse feeling for me than sitting on horse feeling empty. It can make it really dangerous if you can't keep up with the horse's demands, or if you're feeling quite light of yourself. Like, I've done it in the past. You just work all day, you forget to take lunch, and you're getting onto the horse going, oh, okay, I need something here. So I think between food, getting yourself the right energy, getting yourself feeling good is really important, because it's a really dangerous sport. I know I keep saying that, but I think people forget when you do it every day. You kind of forget what the risk is, but every so often just need to sit back and have a wee think about it. But yeah, I think strong is the new slim. I would rather just have a bit of muscle about me and be physically able and ready to do what I want to do without having to go, oh, but I can't, because I can't do it. So I hate being able to say I can't do something. It irks me. So quite pig-headed, but yes, that would be my thoughts anyway. I am a PT. I do help people. I help riders to feel, to get fit and get going for their own disciplines. I have a good understanding of every discipline, to be fair. I've ridden them all. I know what it feels like. So if there is anyone out there who would like a hand or a bit of direction, just reach out. I'm more than happy to help. It's lovely to help people feel good in themselves and get them to enjoy their riding a bit more as well. Thank you very much for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it, and I hope this has been somewhat useful or controversial. I'm excited to see everyone's thoughts. So yeah, thank you very much.
I find that very interesting. The thing that she kept reiterating was, this is a dangerous sport and these are live animals. And I don't know why, but the word live animal just sort of like hit me, because they really are just like little animals with their own brains, and it is a dangerous and it can be really bad if you fall off and stuff. So strength is so important to give yourself the best chance of having the best ride, and if there is a situation that comes up, you're the safest, you're more likely to stay on. I think sometimes we just we're like, oh, it's just my little pony, so cute, like I rub its head and give it a card.
Like she was saying, like you do it every day, so you almost forget the danger associated with it.
Definitely. I have to say, like, I am trying to take it a bit more seriously. Like, I am working on it. Are you? I actually am.
Your fitness.
This is better. This is actually good for what it used to be. It's not good, but see, Hannah is like, I've seen Hannah ride like 101 times from taking photos of her shows and whatever, and she is fantastic. Do you know? And if I'm inclined to listen to what she says because I can see it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's proof in the pudding kind of thing.
Yeah, I really would look up to her. I think she is a fantastic rider, and even not even from her results, but just from how quiet she is and everything. She just is a very talented rider.
She sat on Pepsi and was so quiet.
She is. So getting that sort of advice from someone that you would almost look up to.
Yeah.
It does sort of hit home a bit more, and you think, maybe I should actually. And I saw her yesterday at an event, and I'm hoping to event Benny next year. And her said, like, watching her event, and I was thinking yesterday, I need to up my game. Like, I would not be able to do this.
Yeah, you need more than a Red Bull and a packet of crisps. Wait, no, cheap's the crisps. You need more than a Red Bull and a fry if you're going to event. Like, you need to be strong.
Yeah, and like, no one, like, she had a fantastic day. Like, she was doing really, really well. So she got those results and got to where she is by doing that. Yeah, that like the voice note to Roy Jester over there. So, yeah, it does sort of hit home. Like, I'll get a kick up the ass. Thanks, Anna.
It worked.
Woo! Can we cut to like a year's time?
And you're like, my dad's worse. I was sniffing the Red Bull. I licked the sausage. Oh no. I like a sausage in the morning. Gets you going.
Anything to say about Hannah's voice note?
I think I kind of appreciate it from like doing better for yourself to do better for your horse.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, we put so much time and effort into like making sure that their diet is suitable for them. They don't get anything that would set them off. Like Pepsi doesn't get alfalfa, Benny doesn't get molasses. But we don't really seem to take it as seriously for ourselves. And then how can we expect to get good results or good rides when we're half of the team?
Yeah.
We're letting down half of the
You're
team.
you're at 50% before you even start.
We're not really giving ourselves the, a step up here, are we?
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Yeah, and I think hearing it from someone like Hannah that we do look up to, and like I get lessons with her and stuff, so you do see it, and like you're chatting to her and stuff. I think it is maybe time for us to take ourselves more serious. What do you think?
What we say?
If we're taking ourselves more serious, should we set this in stone?
I'm up for it.
Yeah,
I'm up for doing it.
Amy?
Amy's passed away.
I'm busy that day.
Amy was like this.
My mum said I can't, sorry.
I'm actually sick that day.
Amy's watching her hair that day.
So we're going to post a short, and we're going to post it on Shorts, and we're going to post a TikTok and a Reel. And over these 3 platforms, do they collectively need to get 150 likes? And we need 150 listens on Spotify? Is that enough?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So collectively, the short, the Reel, and the TikTok collectively need 150 likes.
Yep.
And the Spotify needs 150 listens.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And if we get this, so like all in 300, we will get Hannah to rinse our diets and maybe go for a PT session. See where we're sitting.
And
What do you
if she's
think?
gonna rinse our diet and give us a PT session, I might just book a lesson with her as well over there.
I book lessons all the time, so
This could
I'm going to
be
do that one.
this could be the vlog to end all vlogs.
I was down for the PT session, to be fair.
Yes, we were.
We were,
And
but
we had
then I had
surgery.
surgery.
We're trying to get a PT session in.
This could be
Amy,
the vlog to
you just
Amy is
up
having
the fairies. What's your?
Amy's having a panic attack.
Just listen to you guys. It's a podcast.
Your face, you just
So all being, we get the likes and the views, and Hannah's on board.
Hannah, please say no.
We will get our diets rinsed.
And a PT
And a
session.
PT
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what that means.
We're going.
session.
No,
That-
rinse a diet.
A diet plan for a week.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, we're
Like
going
she's
to
gonna-
tell her what our diet plans are currently.
That was a really good
And
start.
basically let her
That's why I was so confused.
basically
back
let
to
her
sleep,
like
it's okay.
comment on them and see what she thinks.
Yeah.
Like judging them basically.
Oh, right, okay.
And like probably being like, hey, maybe instead of a Red Bull in the morning, have a glass of water.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what I mean?
don't
Like
do that.
improving.
Yeah, okay. I can do that.
Hannah, do you want to come on the pod?
Right, so then that'll lead us on to Pony Game / Listeners Take the Reins, which is not here. We're not doing it right now. What we're going to do is put our fitness to the test. We're going to do a series of
Military training.
military training. Yes. We're hiring one of the sassy geldings who
Hiring?
is also
No, we're hiring
a cavalry horse. A cavalry gelding? Is that what he is now instead of a sassy gelding?
Big Clydesdale.
So we're going to do some fitness stuff. We're going to test it. We're going to have a little competition, and there is going to be a prize. So we haven't recorded it yet, but we will insert it right now.
A lesson with Hannah.
That would actually be a good prize.
I've been paying for this the whole time.
You guys are getting it for free.
I feel like this is more for the YouTube watchers, this segment. So if you're on Spotify and you're listening to this, maybe pause and swap over to YouTube, because this is going to be a fun one to watch, I think. So we're going to insert that now.
So it's time for fitness. Let's put our fitnesses to the test. We have an off-camera cavalry. Why do you say cavalry?
Cavalry?
Yeah, because he's part of the podcast. So he's a horse.
So then we get fast 10s wins. Round 1, 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, and 5 Russian twists.
We getting like one of our forms bad.
He's gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Really, it's all bad. Right, round 1 starts. Now, go. 4.
I keep smacking Ellie. I didn't even get one. I kept smacking it.
You have to keep going. Go to the next one.
This is so bad.
You have to keep going.
Good, go.
Oh wait. What's the next one?
Only side. Right, everybody stop. That's stop.
5 Russian twists. Oh, one of those. What's this? You know, you put your legs in the air, Robin. Oh.
Right, that's it. You're not, that was all terrible. Right, round 2. Whoever can hold the plank the longest wins. Right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, start.
You started early.
Don't laugh, Robin. Tell us if we need to lower our bums or
Right,
anything.
Amy, go lower. Robin, go higher.
Oh, higher?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck you.
Amy, straighten your back out.
I have scoliosis.
Right, Robin, fail.
I have scoliosis. I got an MRI once, okay? My mic's in the carpet. Gonna hear all the mics singing.
18 seconds. That's
There's so much blood in my brain.
Robin didn't even fall because she was tired. Robin fell because Amy said she had
Scoliosis. My scoliosis is acting up.
Your faces are weird. Like, Ellie's face is as red as her cranberry leggings.
I just wanted to win.
Right, round 3. So you can hold a squat the longest. He's ready?
My knees need to crack.
You gotta fix our forms. Oh my god, can I have a disclaimer that I walked 95,000 steps in 2.5 days and I have the cold.
That's
And I'm
okay.
disabled.
I think that's
general.
general.
Disabled. Right, 3, 2, 1,
My knees.
start.
Would you hear my knees?
Yeah. You were like, oh yeah, what do we do with our arms?
You just need to go. Put it in front of you. Yes. He's all need to go down. All need to go down lower. Lower.
There we go, I know we're back and it was flying.
You're doing the YMCA.
I give up.
Yeah. My knees.
Yay! It's not worth the fun.
That was absolutely terrible again. She done the most, the best.
Yeah, Ellie won. Fair and square.
She just kept on everything. Just laughing
Like
up
1
her right.
second. Okay, so for the listeners, take the rain section of that all that funness that we just completed. Oh, I'm so out of breath. Oh, well done, whoever won. See that eye contact, it's me. I can't see us.
Eyes back for it.
So we want you guys to do the same thing. We want you to put your fitness to the test. So do the sit-ups, do the plank, do the everything we did because we haven't done it yet, so I can't list it. But we want you to put it on TikTok or whatever and tag us as well so we can see, and we'll repost them all and we'll comment on them all.
See if you can beat us.
Definitely see
And if you can beat us.
There's a prize. No, there's not.
No, there's not. There's absolutely not. But
We'll follow you.
nobody cares.
Yeah, so tag us.
Really?
Imagine it's just Hannah doing like 90 push-ups.
We have to give her a lesson with herself as the prize.
So what we saying, tag us and maybe put it under the hashtag Sassy Mares Fitness.
Sassy Mares do fitness.
Sassy Mares Fitness.
Yeah.
Hashtag Sassy Mares Fitness. So tag us there. Well, tag us, put us under that hashtag. We'll have a look
Yeah.
and we'll see.
Yeah.
See who can beat us.
So thanks for gobbling down this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I have been Amy. You can find me on @AmyCopa on TikTok.
I've been Ellie and you can find me at EllieandRalph1 on Instagram and TikTok.
And I've been Robin. You can find me at Robin Hartley on TikTok and or at Showjumping on Instagram.
And I've been Alex. You can find me at ab.eq on TikTok and Instagram.
And you can find the podcast on @the Sassy Mares Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. And you can search up the Sassy Mares Podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
But you already know that.
Because you're already there. Woo! Like and subscribe!